With all this free time on our hands, everyone is trying to be more involved with their motorcycles in any way possible. And when you can't go out riding, the next best thing to do is to take care of your motorcycle. That's why we put together this video of 5 simple maintenance steps that you can do yourself, starting with the most basic, cleaning your bike. One of the most common mistakes we make while attempting to clean a two-wheeler is start by throwing a bucket full of water on it. Well, that's not the correct way to do it, because tough stains and dirt in areas that are difficult to reach require proper wash. There are 2 ways you can do this, both involve the 2-bucket method, and one has the addition of a power washer. Here's how they're done. As its name suggests, you'll need 2 buckets for the 2-bucket method. One with just clean water and one with soap. What you do next is take your microfiber cloth, dip it in the bucket with soapy water and begin cleaning your bike. You then take that cloth and dip it into the regular bucket of water to get rid of the dirt. Keep repeating this until your two-wheeler is nice and clean. If you do have access to a portable pressure washer, it will make cleaning a lot easier. However, we still do recommend the 2-bucket method while you're at it. The only real benefit here is that the pressure washer will blow away quite a lot of the dirt, which in turn will reduce your work. Another benefit is that the pressured washer will wash away dirt from places that wouldn't be possible to reach with your hands. This does have its negatives though, because drying these areas without pressured air is close to impossible. Remember to be careful and to keep good distance from radiators, electricals and even stickers while you're using a high pressured hose, because they are strong enough to cause damage. A trick to drying your two-wheeler without pressured air is by taking it for a small spin in your lane, but be sure that the road is clean and free from dust and mud, or you'll just undo all your hard work. Once your two-wheeler is clean and dust-free, there's a cost-effective, simple technique to keep it looking like that, and that's by covering it in a layer of wax. Unlike Teflon and ceramic coatings, this can be done by yourself at home. Waxing began in the 1800s when people used to cover their horse carriages in the substance to protect its paint from the dirt and dust on the road. The concept behind what we do today is exactly the same, but the products are much more sophisticated. The application is very simple and you use the applicator, which is a sponge, to apply the wax to the paint. After which you wipe it down with a clean, dry cloth till you see no residue of the wax. And that's it, your two-wheeler is protected until the next proper wash. Painted surfaces, be it plastic or metal, require either carnauba or a synthetic type of wax. Avoid using this wax on surfaces that are covered in chrome, as these require their own type of polish. The chain is what sends power from your engine to your rear wheel, which is why it has to be in great shape. It has to be clean and well lubricated, and also set in a way that it's not too loose or too tight. To clean a chain, you'll need a chain cleaner and a chain cleaning brush, but you can also get away by using WD-40 and an old toothbrush as well. Keep spraying and scrubbing till the links have most of the gunk off. After this, you'll need a can of chain spray to lubricate it. If you don't have access to chain spray, regular EP90 gear oil will do the trick, but never ride with an unlubricated chain. Adjusting your chain can be a nerve-wracking thought, but it is simpler than it sounds. What you need to do here is get the correct spanners and loosen the large bolt that keeps the axle in place. Once that's done, you'll have to loosen the first small nut that sticks out at the end of the swing arm. This will give you access to the second small nut, which is the chain adjuster. Tightening this or loosening it will increase or decrease the tension on the chain. Do remember to replicate your adjustment on the other side as well. However, before making any adjustments, check the slack of the chain. A chain that's too loose can cause the chain to come off the sprocket. On the other hand, a chain that's set too tight can cause abnormal wear on your sprockets or even snap. In most cases, chain should have about 25 mm of vertical movement. but it's best that you refer to your instruction manual to find out what's best for your bike. Two-wheeler owners in India often shy away from checking or even changing the oil of their scooters or motorcycles. But that shouldn't be the case because it's quite easy. All you need to do to check the oil on most two-wheelers in India is simply unplug the dipstick. The dipstick will let you check the level as well as the condition of the oil. Take a little on your finger and make sure it feels a little sticky and it looks brown in color. If it's black, too thin, too thick, or smells burnt, it's time to change your oil. Changing your oil is quite simple too, but we must warn you that if your vehicle is still in its warranty period, you will still be required to get your scheduled services completed on time at a company-approved service station. The best way to start this process is by warming up the oil in the two-wheeler by running it for a bit. Around 5 minutes should be good. What this does is makes the oil quite a bit thinner, which helps for an efficient drain. Next, locate the drain bolt, undo it, and let all the oil spill out. This is a good time to replace the oil filter because in most cases it sits right above the drain bolt. Once the oil is out, fit the drain bolt back while making sure not to over-tighten it. Damaging the little washer that sits on this bolt is a mistake not worth making. It's best to use a torque wrench for this, set to the manufacturer's recommended torque rating. After this, simply fill in the engine oil after referring to the grade in the instruction manual. The used engine oil must be disposed of at one of the designated centers approved by the Pollution Control Board. You can find the closest one to you on their website. There are times we know for a fact that we won't be able to use our two-wheelers for a while. We're talking about periods much longer than the ones we're experiencing here during the lockdown. This is common in cold countries where the winters are too brutal for motorcycles. But this can also apply here when you're away for travel for a long period. Here are some tips to keep your motorcycle healthy when you're away. Firstly, have the two-wheeler in a great state to begin with. Clean it, wax it, change the oil, and even top up the fuel tank. A full tank of fuel will keep a metal tank from rusting, but bear in mind that fuel sitting for more than around 6 months should ideally be drained out and the tank should be refilled with fresh fuel. Pick a nice spot to park it away from direct sunlight and excessive dust and moisture. Park it on the main stand if you have one, because this will keep the weight off the tires and prevent any flat spots that can occur after prolonged durations of no movement. Additionally, it will also leave the suspension less compressed. If the parking isn't in a covered space, cover it. Next, disconnect your battery so that it doesn't lose charge over time. And finally, leave a few mothballs underneath your two-wheeler to keep rats away. And that's it. These were our 5 motorcycle maintenance tips. They are simple yet important little things that will help you respect and build a stronger bond with your two-wheeler.